to make sure that the company is more profitable than it is now.
GIA, under the new management, have ambitious plans in the pipeline to raise the competitive advantage of the company compared with those within the sub-region. One of those plans is to introduce the National Aircraft Operations and the training of Gambian pilots. A cautionary statement from T.S. Njai, the subject matter specialist, is that GIA should prioritize the improvement of the company's balance sheet for continuous excellent service delivery as the company is grappling with increasing debts. Despite the over 12 million balance sheet after taxation at the end of the 2011 calendar year. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
The Supreme Court of the Gambia has scheduled the appeal of former Chief of Defence Staff Langton Wongtamba and 6 others convicted for treason. The move sought to give more time to the appellants to rectify several anomalies on their brief. Ibrahim Jata reports that the appeal seeking to offset the death sentence has almost reached its climax.
Judges of the Supreme Court making their appearance before a fully packed courtroom, eagerly waiting for the start of proceedings in the appeal hearing of former Chief of Defence Staff Langton Wongtamba and 6 others seeking to upend the death verdict delivered by the High Court. This is the third appearance of the death row convicts at the Apex Court, otherwise called the Court of Last Resort. Following the dismissal of their initial appeal by the Gambia Court of Appeal, Tamba and 6 others moved on to the Pinnacle Court, advancing the drive to have their sentence reversed. The day's hearing was for the adoption of briefs, almost steering the appeal to its highest point at the Apex Court, which effectively exhausts all available local legal remedies for the death row convicts. When the matter was mentioned before the panel of 5 judges, led by the Chief Justice of the Gambia, the counsel representing all 7 appellants, Sirif Tambedu, announced the adoption of briefs filed on the 18th of June 2012 on behalf of his clients and further submitted his intention to rely on all grounds raised in the appeal. The judges of the Supreme Court, however, noticed what seemed like anomalies in several parts of the appellant's brief before the court, which prompted questions on several arguments which the panel deemed incomplete. Tambedu still contended that from inception he had sought leave to argue some grounds together on the basis of their entwined nature, adding that other grounds have common characteristics. When the judges pressed him further, the counsel for the appellants noted that he doesn't perceive the need to file a reply on points of law on the respondents' arguments, but asked the Apex Court to grant him leave to file an amended brief on behalf of his clients. For his part, Daniel Okulu, the Director of Special Litigations, who is the respondent in this matter, entreated the court to make several rectifications of typographical errors on the respondent's written brief, which he finally adopted with all the arguments it contained. The Supreme Court of the Gambia ultimately decided to reschedule the matter for further hearing, giving the appellants up to Monday, the 15th of October, to resolve all anomalies on the unfinished document in time to file an amended brief before adoption. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
Seed quality and availability was the subject of the first ever stakeholder conference by the New North Company Gambia Limited. The roundtable meeting, which also discussed the quality issues affecting Gambian groundnut in relation to European Union standards, came on the back of the distribution of 36 tons of seed nuts to farmers in various regions. Ajami Sise has the details.
The New Nut Company, a certified seed producing company in South Africa, Zambia and Egypt, held its first stakeholders roundtable conference in the Gambia, which anchors on strengthening the country's groundnut subsector. Believed to be the nerve center for the economic development process in the Gambia, groundnut production is not just an agricultural activity as it touches on the historical, social and economic design of the country. Stunted by the shortage of good quality seeds, insufficient and delayed supply of fertilizer and overcultivation of upland fields, the export market for Gambian produced groundnuts is downsized, not having reached EU standards for export. In that direction, the New Nut Company Gambia Limited is mapping out ways of improving seed quality and availability in the country, with the potential to improve the welfare of farmers and reap the food potential of groundnut production.
My ministry is taking all measures in ensuring and assuring seed quality and availability in the country. Timely availability of quality seeds will ensure good produce, hence increase the income for the farmers. Towards that end, we have completed the preparation of a seed policy and are now in the process of finalizing the drafting of new seed legislation for enactment by our Honorable National Assembly.
The Nunat Company's first stakeholder meeting attracted the participation of different players in the business and agriculture communities, with 20 farmers drawn from different regions of the country in attendance. Improving the groundnut subsector in the Gambia for the Nunat Company means seed multiplication programs, peanut butter production and input financing.
We brought from South Africa 18 tons of seeds, and we also went to Guinea-Bissau and bought another 18 tons. These are all early varieties, 90 days. And the reason why we decided to bring early varieties is because of the mitigation. If Gambia had crop failure last year, it was because of the type of groundnut that we have in the country. What we have right now is runner. We call it choco. And that choco is 120 days. And we have all seen the climatic change in the country, in the continent. So if you want to continue with that choco, that means that you are just preparing yourself for disaster.
After a long day of deliberations, scrutinizing groundnut production and marketing in the Gambia, the managing director of the company, Gerhard Dreyer, a South African national, spoke to us about the company's future endeavors.
Now, from this conference, we will take the action points being said today and concentrate them then first. And we will, every year, this time of the year, we will have a conference and to tell the people where are we going to and to see if the past year we achieved our goals or not.
Adding quality and improving seed availability in the Gambia at a time when groundnut production has declined from 133,000 metric tons to 10,000 metric tons. The Nunat Company in the Gambia is set to penetrate the groundnut market with a new line of approach. For Grts News, I am Ajami Sise.
The rural tour of disaster hotspots by the National Disaster Management Agency Governing Council wrapped up with a visit to Banjul. The tour provided officials for-hand information on disasters which occurred in the country. The Mendy reports the tour is also intended to aid officials of the National Disaster Management Agency in preparing a detailed report to the Disaster Governing Council, which is also expected to help guide the government in providing a lasting solution to the plight of disaster victims.
The Governing Council of NDMA began the rural tour of disaster hotspot with a visit to Birkama, West Coast region. This pool of water in the heart of the town is posing health hazards to the community. The waterway is only not blocked, but the contracted farm to dig the water canal is blamed for the poor assignment. Behind the buffer zone, this gutter stretches from Carnifing via Ibo town and egress into the sea. The water passage is blocked as a result of indiscriminate waste dumping, causing some houses to be flooded. Some of those houses are located behind this peg, meaning they are in a wrong settlement. The Nema Bundum Borehole Bridge was the next port of call. This water passage connects from Abuko to the Kotu stream. It is almost blocked as a result of sedimentation, a concern to the NDMA and the Governing Council. Nema Kunku is reported to have suffered the worst flood in this year's rainy season. This bridge is one among the 3 others built by Mohamed Jame, a photographer, to help the community. However, with the €19 million project on the way for disaster hotspots, thanks to the European Union, NDMA have plans to modernize this bridge and others. A visit to the capital city rounded up the tour. This structure at the Bone Road is called the Bone Polder. It has what it called gates. These gates are closed and open during high and low tides to prevent flows into the capital. The aging structure is no more serving its purpose. As a result, houses in Banjul Tobacco Road are often flooded, even in the dry season when there is high tide.
This is one of the outlets that we have in Banjul. We have about 7 outlets, but this is one of the major ones that we have that are responsible for collecting water from the city to the ring canal that is over there, which is connected to the river through the Bone Polder. Normally, if it rains, the water will flow from the city, collected by the small drains that are in the city, to the main ones that is responsible for sending it to the ring canal. But as we speak right now, the place is, the gates of the Bone Polder are not okay. So you can see the water will flow in, out at any how it wants during the high tide.
You see in houses which have been completely damp, which there is no even way for people to move about. And then you have in these water deposits as well. You can see majority of the water is green, which is implicating that there are a lot of algae and a lot of other bacteria living